Alberta's credit was just downgraded again, this time by Standard & Poor's, a global credit and bond rating agency. S&P has downgraded Alberta's credit before, stripping Alberta a full rating from AAA down to AA+ back in December. The NDP has done nothing to address the concerns S&P expressed in December about the province's fiscal woes. So we got downgraded again. This is what S&P gave as their rationale this time. A one-notch downgrade reflects the impact of depressed oil prices on Alberta's important resource revenues and the province's fiscal response that so far has not meaningfully counterbalanced this external shock. Based on the province's latest budget released last month, we now expect the depth and duration of the province's after-capital deficits and related run-up in tax-supported debt to be much greater than what we foresaw in our last review in December of 2015. So the S&P says that spending is out of control in Alberta and the NDP are doing nothing to get it back under control. The NDP just don't get it. Alberta's credit rating is in free fall, with 2 serious credit downgrades from S&P in a little under 6 months and several other downgrades from different bond rating agencies since right after the NDP's first budget came out last year. But our energy-producing neighbors to the east and the west and Saskatchewan and BC, they still maintain their AAA credit rating from Standard & Poor's in spite of the global collapse of oil and gas prices. So it's not oil and gas, it's spending. Joe Ceci and Rachel Notley just refuse to stop spending your money on their favorite things: green energy projects and public sector unions. Now this next little bit should really scare you. Alberta's finances are starting to resemble Ontario's. Standard & Poor's gives Ontario a single A+ rating. Alberta is just one credit rating away from being in the same fiscal boat as Ontario. Ontario has twice the debt per capita as California. Ontario is the most indebted sub-sovereign borrower. It has the biggest debt load for a non-nation on the planet. It's just like Greece if Greece were a province, and Alberta is truly replicating Ontario now. Alberta is plowing ahead with the same coal-fired electricity phase-out that Ontario did. It's going to cost Alberta taxpayers billions to end contracts with electricity suppliers and generators. This phase-out will add billions in government debt and scare off capital investment by increasing the cost of doing business here in Alberta. So, count on more credit downgrades. These NDPers truly just don't get it. They keep getting the province's credit downgraded, and then they keep doing the same things. At what point are they going to figure out that they need to do something different to get a different result? When are they going to realize that their stupid ideas for the economy just aren't working? And we all know that if Joe Ceci were a conservative, the NDP would be screaming that he be removed from his portfolio as finance minister. And they'd be right. He is the worst finance minister Alberta has ever had. Perhaps it's the union mentality of the NDP. Maybe they have a natural instinct to protect the worst amongst them. It's been nearly 12 years since Ralph Klein held up that sign that said paid in full. And now, we are racing Ontario to the bottom. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.